Let's see if I am able to survive, because it's 30 degrees Celsius here in Seattle, and I'm inside a car. It's toasty. We've got maybe 4 minutes before I really start to sweat hard. Let's talk about Steve Yzerman and the Detroit Red Wings, because the Red Wings have just made themselves a signing. It is Theo Rochette out of the Swiss League and Lausanne HC. Now, this is a really interesting move, because Rochette is a 24-year-old center, 5'11", not the biggest dude, but there was a point in his career where he was the best in the QMJHL, and he was one of the best in Switzerland the past few years for Lausanne HC. Now, I do find it kind of interesting, because Rochette is a Swiss center. He didn't actually make the Olympic team for Team Switzerland this year in Milano Cortina. And I do find that quite intriguing because, as we know from the way the Olympic rosters were constructed, for most of the European teams, they weren't just grabbing everybody from the NHL. Sure, Finland and Sweden may have had that luxury, but even then, there were some non-NHLers on those teams. Team Switzerland had quite a few more non-NHL players. I'm thinking Sven Andrighetto, I'm thinking a few of the other guys on the blue line. Rochette was not included on that Olympic game roster. However, he was included on the World Championship roster, and he was doing pretty all right at that tournament as well. This season for Lausanne HC, he was a point-per-game guy with 40-ish points in 40-ish games. This comes multiple years after dominating the QMJHL with, I believe it was the Ottawa 67s, something like that. Actually, upon further review, I was incorrect. He was a part of the Quebec Remparts, not the Ottawa 67s. Rochette is 24 years old. He was draft eligible back in, I believe it was 2020. It's been a while since the guy was able to be drafted, and even in that range of his career, there were some rumblings here and there saying that Rochette could potentially be an NHL prospect. Unfortunately, though, for whatever reason, the guy went undrafted back in 2020. He went undrafted the years to come, and inevitably, he just kind of aged up and became one of the best QMJHL players in terms of points. You'll see that a lot for guys that turn 20 years old in the midst of their QMJHL seasons. And then for Rochette specifically, he took his talents directly over to Europe. He didn't sign any AHL deals or whatever to play with AHL clubs in league play. He was a European dude. He went back to Switzerland. He played for Lausanne, and that's where he is now. He has signed a 1-year contract today with the Detroit Red Wings. Stevie Y and his squad giving this guy a chance to come over from the Swiss League and do his thing. I'd say the last guy, or the last few guys, to really make themselves known in the Swiss League and then come over to the National Hockey League, there's two that come to my mind right away. I'm thinking of Pius Suter, whom, as we know, did spend some time with the Red Wings as well, and I'd say that was pretty big fate, because Suter, when he was in the CHL, he was playing with Tyler Bertuzzi and Robbie Fabry, two guys that actually were Red Wings at the time as well. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Dominik Kubalik was also taken out of the Swiss League as well, even though that guy was Czech. Something like that. Anyways, Theo Rochette is the newest Swiss League turned NHLer, courtesy of Steve Yzerman and the Detroit Red Wings giving him a 1-year deal. Whether or not he is good enough to come over and actually play a decent part, a middle to top 6 part with the Red Wings next season, remains to be seen. Maybe if Dylan Larkin gets traded, there's some room down the middle. That's an opportunity for a guy like Rochette to come in and potentially storm down the door to grab an NHL spot for himself. If he ends up just being a Grand Rapids guy for next season, I'd say that that's also a possibility, although, let's be real, he signed a 1-year deal. He probably wants to exhibit his talent at an NHL scale. He's not coming over to North America to play AHL hockey. He probably wants that one-way NHL money, even though he will have himself that opportunity to play AHL hockey as well. It's just a lot better in the NHL. So we'll see if Theo Rochette, a guy that was very offensively gifted in the QMJHL at one point, is going to be able to take those talents to the National Hockey League level. I still remember him with the Q and doing what he was doing over there. It's a pretty interesting signing. Definitely not a world breaker over here, but certainly one to pay attention to as next season comes along. The Red Wings have made a move. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this Finnish Ashroll Sign 9. I gotta get back inside. It is toasty over here. And bye.